Questions are swirling tonight about the contract for Niagara Community College's culinary institution in Niagara Falls.
Emails have reportedly surfaced, raising red flags for many people, including federal authorities. News 4's Dave Graber has more on this. Dave?
Jackie, Don, according to the federal government, there's something fishy about how the Niagara Falls Culinary Institute was. And now the Board of Trustees and the president of Niagara County Community College, which owns the institute, is being asked to hand over everything related to the project. The federal government says something at the Niagara Falls Culinary Institute smells, but it has nothing to do with the food prepared inside these walls by students of NCCC and others. Instead, the government has asked NCCC to hand over all information related to how the $26 million project was bid out back in 2010. Among the allegations are connections to LP Simonelli, the massive local law firm already under fire by the federal government. Mayor Paul Deister was there back in 2012 when the Culinary Institute opened to the public. He says he stands behind the project. The Board of Trustees at NCCC released a statement this afternoon saying they were made aware of the allegations just this week, and they've retained outside counsel to conduct their own investigation. They also confirmed the college has received a federal subpoena for documents and information related to awarding the contracts for the Culinary Institute. In a series of emails from 2010 and 2011 obtained by the Niagara Gazette, college president James Kleisick makes his desires known regarding the law firms that he wants involved in the selection process. He writes, "Did this go out to Hodgson Russ and to Harris Beach? I told these two firms we were not going out till after today's board meeting, so now we have a problem." After another exchange, the college's VP of Finance, William Schickling, tells his boss that restarting the process to select the preferred law firm isn't a good idea. He writes, quote, "If we reissue the RFP and subsequently award the business to a firm that didn't respond to the first RFP, they will obviously be suspicious and may decide to come after us." He later writes, "I don't see how we can start over or extend without even looking at the 3 responses we've already received. That would clearly be rigging of the procurement process." Now, there is more in those emails, and in fact, you can check them out on our website, WIVB.com. Meanwhile, the Board of Trustees says that they are going to be conducting their own investigation, and as a result, they will not be commenting until that investigation is complete. Reporting live in the newsroom, Dave Graber, News 4 at 6.